and welcome to the Enduro World Series show, the show that brings you the inside line on the very best action from the planet's most exciting mountain bike race series. We're in Crans-Montana in the Valais region of Switzerland for the second year in a row. It's been a fascinating race week, featuring everything from snow to twists and turns in the title race. But before we dive into this one, let's take a look at how 2022 has gone so far. This year at the Enduro World Series, we have travelled the world, putting the best riders on the planet to the test as they battle it out to be crowned the overall EWS champion. We've seen it all this year: crashes, drama, new faces on the top step, but more importantly, some of the most exciting bike racing we've ever had. With only 2 races left this season, it's getting tense at the top of the overall rankings. In the men's series, 2 riders have crushed the hopes and dreams of standing on the top step for the rest of the pack, firmly putting themselves in the lead for the overall. Going back to back for the wins, it's been nothing but Richie Rude and Jesse Melamed. A crash for Richie at the last round in Sugarloaf has put some daylight between the two. It is advantage Jesse heading into the final 2 races, and it's Richie that has some work to do. Plenty of other racers will be hungry to take a win before the season's end. Can Eddie Masters, who's been close all year, or a resurgence from reigning overall champion Jack Moyer, upset this equilibrium? In the women's series, Isabel Cordurier has been busy proving any doubters wrong. After a nasty crash racing at the EWS Valberg, it had looked like her overall hopes could be over, and questions were being asked about whether we would see her racing again this year. A win in Sugarloaf looks to have cemented her dominance in the overall championship, but as we know, in a sport as unpredictable as enduro racing, it's not over until it's over. With wins from Ella Connolly and Hattie Harnden followed closely by a consistent Morgan Schär, there is plenty of talent waiting in the wings, all of whom aren't likely to go down without a fight. We were joined by another special guest this week in EWS Crans-Montana, the Pivot Factory Racing bus. It's only seen at UCI Downhill World Cups, but seeing as how it was already in Europe anyway, they decided to bring it out and show it off at the EWS.
Hi, welcome to MTB Cribs. I'm Ed Masters. This is the Pivot Factory Racing bus, and I'm going to take you on a tour. We've got 4 steps leading us into the entertaining area. This is where we do business, hang out. This couch also serves as a bed. This seat is out of a 2012 Range Rover Vogue, I think, which we've installed aftermarket. Moving along, we've got the appliances, laundry, washing machine, microwave and oven, doubling up.
Most of the season I live in the truck, so you can have it's got a stovetop, it's got a fridge, you can cook your lunch, you can leave all your stuff in there, you know, it's quite handy.
When we're cooking for a lot of people, your choice of dishes kind of gets narrowed when you're starting to cook for a lot of people, but generally we're doing like a lot of pasta stuff, pesto pasta, we might do some baking in the oven. This is where we've got the lockers. Check out mine. I like to run a pretty tidy setup, as you can see. And then we're down here into the master bedroom. 4 bunks, memory foam mattresses, only the finest thread count linen you can buy. Each has 2 bits of storage. And yeah, this is the bedroom. So I'm sleeping in here this week for the first time because I just really wanted to do it because I haven't slept in the bus yet, and I've been sleeping like a baby. I think it's the enclosed space. Last night the rain was going on the roof that yeah, it was pretty good. I was enjoying my sleep. My favourite feature, well, to be honest, it's probably the door that goes psh, but I'm not actually allowed to drive the bus or play with any of the toys. But that is the coolest feature. Or like as we'll go outside, the like stop sign that comes up, because it was a school bus. So yeah, when we pull up, got to make sure all the kids are safe. So this is the ramp to get up. I think we can fit maybe 12 bikes on the racks. Front wheel off. All the spare parts, either side workbenches, vice. You can pretty much fix every single part on a bike in here.
The bus being here this week, it was already out in Europe for the World Cups. We thought it would be cool to bring it out to the EWS just to show it off, really. It gets a lot of attention.
Eddie there claiming that his best sleep ever was on a bus. Not sure it would be my go-to venue for a snooze, but there you are. Josh obviously did him no harm, 12th in the overall in the race, 4th in the world at the minute. Here are today's winners then. Isabel Cordurier, I mean, the cliche is always that you win titles on your bad days, but often you win titles on your rivals' bad days.
True story. It was a bit of a battle out here. Isabel's had some massive adversity this season, but she came through. She was looking really aggressive today. Every stage that I saw her, it was a new level of aggression and speed and attacking that I haven't seen from her all season. She started the season with a pretty fun, relaxed kind of attitude, and she was enjoying just riding her bike, whereas now it feels like she's back with a bit of vengeance. She's got a bit of hunger about her, and you can see it in her riding this weekend in particular.
Morgan Charlene, again, a consistent result, but you've got to say maybe lacking that killer punch that could have had her right in this title fight.
And I think with how Isabel's riding, they're definitely going to have to step up, and it's a big call this late in the season. I mean, Isabel's had a pretty hectic scenario after Valberg, and she's figured out if she wants it or not. Morgan is going to have to make something happen dramatically next weekend in France, and it's hard to say anyone's going to step up to Isabel's level right now. Maybe Hattie. Hattie's riding fantastic. She had a bit of bad luck today with that flat tyre, which shoulda, woulda, coulda, maybe. But that's racing. That's what happens.
Now, speaking of racing, your compatriot, you speak the same language as this man, Jack Moyer. What a ride today. Just how impressed were you with the big man?
I was extremely impressed. I mean, that was more than an exceptional performance. That was dominance. I mean, to go and sweep the field with how tight and how good everybody's racing this year. I mean, Jack had a pretty rough start to the season. I probably know more than most, but knowing what he came into the season as and what he is at right now, I mean, the battles he's had with the bike, physically, mentally, wow, that was a performance for the ages.
Jack is back, and let's talk about, I mean, we've got to talk about Martin Mays, an absolutely virtually faultless performance from him, but the title fight. Jesse Melamed, did he miss an opportunity to land the title winning blow today whenever Richie had that crash, and then all of a sudden Jesse goes one better and has a bigger one?
Maybe he did, but I think it was quite a smart ride from Jesse. Watching Jesse in practice take a couple of different lines that the old Jesse would have just sent and hucked his meat and hoped for the best. This felt like a championship ride from Jesse. There's a lot of pressure, whether he can feel it or not, but he's in the driver's seat. He has the championship with one hand right now. He's got one to go. Richie is injured. He's limping. He had a bit of a falter this weekend. He still put in an epic Richie performance. I mean, he was killing it today before that crash on stage 4. But yeah, Jesse may have faltered, but I think it was a smart performance, and it was a performance that's going to win a championship.
Well, as we well know, Enduro World Series races are won on every inch of every stage, and we set out our favourite private investigator, Josh Carlson, onto the stages to find out just where the winning lines were.
Okay, we're up here at the start of stage 2. It starts with a big, long pedal along this grass field here at the top. It's only about 30 seconds long, but if you go into the red zone for this first 30 seconds, ooh, it can cost you big time once you get down into the trees. Go on, Raywin. Keep pushing, mate. Big gear. At the bottom here, it's the end of the long pedal from the start all the way down. Once riders drop into this next right-hander here, it's pretty much all downhill to the finish. There is seconds to be made at the top here because that's like a couple of minutes worth of pedaling before they drop into the bottom bit. Go on, Jack. Keep going, mate. Great start. Looked like Jack was 2 seconds up on the other boys, looking at 30-second gap between riders. They're coming down here, you can kind of gauge it if they're like come down at 28 seconds or 24 seconds. Jesse came down at 24, but Martin was 30 seconds behind Jesse, so they're on pace together. And Jack, he was a couple of seconds up on both of them. So we're up here on stage 4, and this is the big famous canyon zone. So the pro women are coming down here. There's a couple of different lines for them to take. There we go. Rafaela took the roll line. Hattie's just come down with a flat tyre, so that's going to change the rest of the day. Hopefully she'll have time at the bottom to fix it. We eagerly await the big Spider-Man Jack. I reckon he'll be going for the huck. There we go, that's a wrap on the canyon. Plenty of carnage, lots of different line options. A lot more pro men took the gap than we expected, but it was entertaining nonetheless.
That stage 4 was absolutely brutal. Like in the middle of the flat, I was like, what is going on here? I mean, I just couldn't even remember my name probably. Leading towards a very technical, fast bit with some big gaps where you have to be extremely precise. It was one of those stages that you will probably remember.
It was a rough start to the year and slowly been clawing back each race, and then I feel like a win was in reach at the last couple and just didn't go my way, so I'm pumped it all worked out today.
Weird, man. Like, I really don't think I've been thinking about the overall, but that one I just kind of tried to not think about it, and like I thought I flatted, so I think I just rode like not thinking, and that's what I wanted to do. So that was a better stage.
Honestly, I just try to keep the same, keep my riding smooth and as fast as I can without taking too many risks.
Unfortunately got a puncture on stage 4. Cable tied it all together, whacked a tube in, thanks to everyone that helped, and I made it down the last stage, so I'm really happy. Obviously it could have gone a bit better, but it's my own fault and we live and learn, so next week hopefully I don't make the same mistake.
Other notable mentions then, Gloria Scarzy going from strength to strength, Lisa Baumann taking the debut stage win as well. Did they impress you, Josh?
They did impress me. I mean, Gloria was riding fantastic all day. Some of the lines I saw her taking through the woods, on the jumps and the berms at the top, she was riding really aggressive, really fast and smooth all day. I mean, it wasn't just a one-off performance. She really impressed me all day with her performance today in Crans-Montana.
Pretty impressive pro men's podium as well. You got the 3Ms, Moyer, Mays, McKell as well.
Kev,
Big
he's
Kev
back.
Dog. Kev Dog's back. We haven't seen him on the podium since finale at the end of last season.
great
Big
to
reward for the Specialized team. Charlie Murray, another great result today as well. Some big rides in there.
And coming back into form towards the end of the season. I mean, Kevin, we expected a little bit more of Kevin this year. Maybe there was something else going on, but to be here at the podium here in Crans-Montana on a very physical, big mountain day. It was very bike parky, but it was super physical today. A lot of the guys struggled with the altitude, how blown out the tracks were getting, and the performances that were on hand today from Martin, from Jack, from everybody, it was exceptional. I think Kevin put in a fantastic performance today, and the Triple M podium, not mad about it one bit.
Podiums aside then, who impressed you the most? Who was your player of the match?
I'm really impressed with Slavomir. I think he's had a very good season so far. He's been consistent. He's been there every round. And this weekend in particular, he was top 10 every stage. He was right there. Every time I saw him, he was on pace and looked just as good as the boys. And I think that podium spot is just around the corner. He's been consistent every round this year. He's showing the speed is there. His consistency is there. I think a podium's just around the corner for him, so he really, really impressed me today.
I'm going to say, just because you've asked me, I'm going to say Scarzy and Baumann in the pro women's field, just because it's great to see that young guard come through and start taking some established EWS scalps. Now, of course, if you want to stand a chance of getting on those elusive EWS podiums, it helps to be on an EWS pro team. One of the most famous and respected in the paddock is, of course, Yeti Fox, home of Richie Rude, and they were kind enough to open their doors to us this weekend.
Hi guys, welcome to Crans-Montana, Switzerland. We're here for the latest round of the Enduro World Series, and this week we're going to be following the Yeti Fox Factory Enduro team behind me here. They've had a huge season so far, plenty of racing, they're battling some injuries, they're all in the points battle. Richie's in second place in the Enduro World Series and Bex is in third. So Mick's had a fantastic week and season so far, but he's also been battling some injuries. So what we're going to do today, we're going to head inside, check out how they handle the adversity of injuries, the points battle, the pressure, the weather.
traffic seems to be okay. Shoals holding in there, but
I had to go back for some
definitely the course is pretty rough apparently. There's a lot of rocks, and I think one of the rocks tried to eat his bike on that last stage, so shifting was a bit off, but we're just fixing that up now.
Had a few issues. Stage 2 mainly, it was quite slippery, and I went down 3 times, which was super frustrating. So by the 3rd time I was like, come on man, just stay on your bike. Yeah, I just feel like my head's in a bit of a weird spot today, so.
Look at those shorts.
Well, I thought I'd come full colour today, you know. Should we go to the tool shop then? Take a seat. Thursday's a bit of a time-killing day for us, so we're gonna go and hit up some tools. I've always wanted some of these. Ooh.
They're pretty
oh
expensive
my
here.
gosh.
Consoles are cheaper on eBay.
That'll do. Just cheap.
Guaranteed.
But it's small. That can go on the team card, can't it? That's what the kettle's for. Hey, just got a big question for you. Is the kettle alright to put on the team card? We're in. The condition is I have to use it every single day. Can you make good coffee with the kettle?
What do you mean?
Well, you have all them contraptions.
Well, the kettle's the integral part of the.
Yeah.
Shoulder's pretty sore now. Really starting to feel weak. Just gotta ride smooth.
Yeah, and sugar loaf. Is it sugar loaf?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was stage 5. I kind of got hung up on a rock or something and kind of dove into a tree with my right shoulder. So it's been a bit sore for a few weeks, and I fractured my scapula, so that's been healing.
I had a fun day. It was just everything went wrong.
So it's practice day, Crans-Montana. Gonna go and practice 3 stages today. I've had 2 run-ins now and got held up, so I'm just gonna go whatever happens on this next one. It's a good track further down. We're just getting into the good bit.
What are you thinking here, Richie? There's a bit going on here.
No, yeah, so I was thinking of going gap line super slow and just rolling it. Could be a bit fatigued, so that's something to think about. And that was kind of my thing last year. I was like, I could go up and over and not waste any energy, or I could, huck it and almost not make the bottom corner. So we had 3 stages today, so it was a pretty mellow day overall. And yeah, the shoulder kind of showed up for practice and felt good, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Pro stage is going on right now. The women have just started to come down, and I'm waiting for Bex.
I feel my hands, so really it kind of sucks because I was trying to open it up, but the whole last 4 minutes, half the track. Just had to go cautious because I just couldn't feel my brake point.
Slower today than I wanted to, so tomorrow will be a bit of a reset and trying to get on the track. I want to stay right behind Jesse or in front of Jesse. Yeah, if I don't, it's kind of like title over, so yeah. Bit of a slow start yesterday, but yeah, feeling way more excited and had a couple bike changes, but you know, I think today's a new day. We got 4 stages and sunny, so I'll just let her go.
I feel like I didn't ride it as fast as yesterday, so which is unusual. Normally we go a bit quicker.
Well, it was a wild weekend. First race back and first time like pushing the shoulder and stuff since Sugarloaf. And, yeah, it was a fun day. I had 2 massive crashes, which did not help anything. But I'm glad I'm okay and glad I feel like I'm riding fast again. Just gotta not hit the ground every time. Rest out a bit the next few days and try and get after it and see what we can do with overall points and stuff.
Well, that is it from Switzerland. Thanks very much for everyone, the whole team here at EWS Crans-Montana, for providing one of the most action-packed races in recent memory. Josh and I are back to throw some bikes in the van and head to France.
That's a hard no. I'm flying, so good luck with that. I'll see you there.
This is awkward. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. We've got 1 race left this season and it promises to be an absolute belter. Bike race in France to decide some championships. Couldn't get much better. We'll see you there.